Hello, everyone. I am Ryan on the scene, and I am here with these three lovely people. I am here with Dani Franco, the creator of the Quarantine Diaries, whose teaser was just released a few days ago. We're going to talk about that. I'm also here with Alejandra, who is in Denver right now, and she is the designer for the beautiful poster. And then we have George, who is in the city, and he is the editor behind all of the amazing visuals and stuff. All right. So with that being said, we're going to start with Dani, of course. So please talk about how it was making the teaser and what the Quarantine Diaries really is.
Okay, so making the teaser was really funny. We talked with George first, like how to promote the Quarantine Diaries, but we didn't want to put like all the scenes of the first episode because the Quarantine Diaries, it's more than one episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we didn't want people to see a little bit of what's gonna be, you know?
Exactly.
And George just said to me, like, maybe we can do it with kind of like a vibe of what's
Mm-hmm.
gonna show. And you can have this funny part, just doing in front of a camera and maybe talking people behind the scenes, but you are really so we play with I'm out of the talking to the camera, and then I'm back, and then I'm out again, and then I'm kind of so I'm playing with things. I'm playing also in the episode and in further episodes that it's a cup of wine,
Mm-hmm.
and there's plans behind, who shows a little bit of more of this peace space and everything. So we play with that too, to show a vibe. And also some of my stand-ups are there. I saw a lot of comedians doing this, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like, this is funny because they can put their past work on this promoting show thing, and that makes it more complete, so the people know that it's not the first time doing this, and it has past work and everything, so that people can show that as well. And Quarantine Diaries is just about we wanted people to laugh, we wanted people uh, to laugh at this adversity crisis, and that's what pretty much is Quarantine Diaries.
Nice. Thank you so much for talking to us about that. George, I want to move on to you and talk about how it was, and Dani mentioned it about kind of doing everything kind of remote with the quarantine kind of happening. So how was it? How do you feel that everything turned out? Considering you guys were kind of doing everything remote, how do you think that the teaser turned out?
For me, I think it turned out pretty well. Like for me, always, it's always a difference between shooting and editing something you did yourself or editing something for someone else. Because while you always kind of have your vision, at the same time you want to kind of respect the creator's vision. Like if you're doing another work, so that was always the thought in the back of my mind. I'm like, okay, I want to try to do my own style with it, but I just want to make sure I still have kind of Dani's vision and help it to come to life. So I tried to kind of stay from the notes she gave me, as well as try to put a little bit of my own style into it, and ultimately, I think she loved it. So Dani, did you love it?
Yeah.
Awesome. So that worked out. But even working remotely, definitely there's technically a difficulty of that, because at least if I'm at other times when you're editing for someone else's footage, sometimes they can be there over your shoulder, or at least kind of come in contact with you to at least check on the progress, oh, how you're editing, how's it look so far, is the right style. But even though it's kind of remotely, it didn't feel too difficult or anything. We were still able to kind of stay in contact over the phone with the video chat, so it's not if we're talking to someone on the other side of the world, but still we were able to either I was still able to kind of show the video, send it to her if there are any little touch-ups, send it back to me. And just for me, I'm just glad I was able to kind of help bring Dani's vision to life. And ultimately, for me, I like it. She and Alejandra liked it, and so far I think some other people kind of are starting to like it too. So I'm just glad, at least I'm yes, I didn't mess up the job for Dani. So I'm just glad it turned out. pretty well.
No, I definitely think you folks did an amazing job with that. And last but not least, Alejandra, how do you think that that the teaser rather turned out, and how do you think your part played a role in it, designing the flyer, which was really nice. It definitely is intriguing. So that's what a lot of people are looking at first.
Okay, thank you. Dani is the one who's been writing all of this story, and I think Dani and George are like genius. And every time they show me something new about the teaser and how it's gonna be, I just start like a huge cloud on my head with a lot of ideas and make this like super fun, because I mean it's really not easy make people laugh. I think it's easier make people cry. So how you turn all of this craziness which is happening in the whole world, it's not like just United States. It's the whole world who's living this. So we need to turn this to something like funny, like the people start to be conscious about that they can be happy even in this moment. So that's how I released this poster. I created this poster thinking in all of this craziness happening and Danis and George ideas. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for answering that. So now I kind of want to change the subject and talk about you folks individually and kind of talk about what you folks really specialize in. I know Dani is the mastermind behind it, and she knew people and had people in her network like you two to kind of help bring her vision to life, which you both did in different ways. So what I want to talk about is each of you kind of talk about what you folks do and how you kind of incorporated your passion and your magic into the project. So we can start with Dani, then move on to Georgia and Alejandra.
Okay. So what I do first is writing, is the work of writing the stuffs. First, what I've been like feeling this time, and kind of like put it like also what I've seen in social media, what people post and said, okay, I'm desperate, I'm whatever, and I just figure out maybe when people just start to post a lot, I figure out that's when you don't know what to do, and then you post a lot and it's like getting desperate. Mm-hmm. And so I focused on that. And it was like, okay, people is trying as well to be calm and be calm and relaxed at this time. But at the same time, you can't avoid the craziness. Mm-hmm. You can avoid not being desperate. You can avoid those things. So based on that, I started to create by several situations, like this voice in the head that is talking to you every time. And I played with the figures of God in the first episode, but it can be any voice. It's just you. It can be any voice. Mm-hmm. But is this voice that it's like everyone has in their minds. So it's like, like jump, don't jump, don't jump, go out, no, don't go out, don't go crazy, text him, don't text him. Kind of like this kind of voice that is always in our minds. Also, I play with the space that is kind of, I wanted to play with opposites, that is like I'm like teaching yoga. That's the thing, like in every episode, like kind of like namaste, and then it starts to increase the desperation instead of the calmness. And I think that the opposites, how we play with that's gonna like get the people laugh more as well. So I just wanted people to feel related, to hide their vibration, to be in touch with this, to be like, okay, yeah, I'm not alone. Like this chick going through this and that, I can manage that, but this is funny. I also have this voice in my head, kind of that I wanted people to release that stress and everything. And I think that George and Alejandra also helped me as well a lot to 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 do this, like to make it like a whole, like Alejandra with the posters, um just created like as well like a vision in a post, and it's kind of like the vision of what it's Quarantine Diaries. And it's the same George, he just read my mind when he edited and put it all together. I was just so happy, and like how can like a team can do this really cool thing.
That's awesome. You said that so well. You really, really did. And I love your vision and how everyone was able to really come together. So with George and Alejandra, what do you guys kind of feel you brought to the table, and what has been your past experience? I know George comes from a filmmaking and video editing background, and then Alejandra has her own marketing business as well. So can you guys talk about that?
George, start, George.
There you go.
I'll go first. So for me, it's just overall, I've learned just kind of in the industry in general, I've learned to kind of be a jack of all trades, like especially in order to kind of build a network and at least to gain skills in every direction. And I feel like when you're able to kind of work in every position, it gives you a better respect of how teamwork is needed, that you need to kind of learn that anytime you're like filming or like doing whatever, like you have to learn like it's not just about you, it's about everyone like coming together. You can't just be like, oh, like I'm like the main star, then it's all like then like screw everyone else. But like, and that's why I feel like so far this has been a great kind of experience for me overall, because Dani doesn't like tries to like with me, Alejandra and Dani, like it feels like we're able to work as a team together, like no one's like above the other. And I just feel like I'm able to kind of like have the free, like I'm still trying to kind of like help bring Dani's vision as an editor, but at the same time like she gives me like the freedom that I'm able to kind of to play with stuff, to experiment, to kind of try to make something. And like, and I just feel like for me this is just like another, I feel like great opportunity to both like expand my skills and then to help friends. And I just feel like overall, like that's been kind of what I've kind of learned, and one of the things that's kind of helped me through my career post kind of film school. And I just like kind of see this as a greater experience to kind of become better at what I do, and hopefully I can help Alejandra and Dani as well, like and further like their like goals and dreams through this project as well.
Nice, very well said.
Well, I started this company no long ago. So this feels like a fresh air. I'm always been working in this, like in different companies, but just for like that company. And now I just, after the quarantine starts and they tell me, okay, it was good to know you, but bye. So I need to do something for me and express to the people like my art, because when you work for another person in a company, you're not expressing yourself, you're expressing what they want. So make this for me is been like fresh air. So I just started this and I'm really happy, and then they give us this opportunity. So it makes me feel like we're going to grow really fast and we're going to do it right. So yeah.
Nice, very well said. Thank you so much for talking about that. So, kind of a general question now. Whoever wants to answer first can go first. What do you think, with the quarantine happening and kind of using Quarantine Diaries as a way to portray what everyone's thinking and posting and kind of showing the desperation and the overwhelming feeling that a lot of people have? How do you think things are? Do you think things might go back to normal? Do you think there might be lasting changes after everything kind of like lifts and things like that?
Well, I don't think so. Like, I don't think like things it's going to be normal, like normal. That things in the world are changing totally, and like as this quarantine, like we don't know how long it's gonna take. But as soon as this is not more quarantine anymore, the world is not going to be the same. It's going to be, of course, a change. Of course, something's not going to change. I think a lot of people just start to awake to some kind of thing, and And that's what we want to do as well. Like quarantine diary is kind of like a way to, so the people can like wake up as well, you know, wake up that the things can get better, that like you can, yeah, you can be desperate, but things are not that worst, you know. It's like, okay, yeah, don't victimize yourself. That's funny though, but this is like the other side of life, of like how to see life and everything. That's what we're gonna show. And
Nice. I really like how you said that, and kind of making people awaken and realize something. And I
yeah,
really like how you said that. How
yeah,
about
I
George and
don't know like
Alejandra?
how they would awake, but
Hmm.
yeah, I mean they would awake, like they will awake in some way, like some way. And we want this to actually make people like touch people in some kind of way, like no matter what, but like
Hmm.
the objective is to touch people in
Nice.
some
Yeah,
way.
you definitely want to leave like a lasting impression on them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good. Nice. Very well said. Very well said. George
Uh,
or Alejandra, if you want,
Sandra?
guys want to go.
It's like overall with this kind of quarantine outbreak or whatever term they're using, because every day on the news it seems they try to describe it differently. But like this is definitely a life changing experience, like one of, like kind of once in a lifetime, like kind of like a generation defining kind of moment. And like I don't even mean that kind of in an all outright negative connotation, because we as kind of people, as humans on this planet, we kind of have to learn to kind of adapt to so many things, to life, to the
Mm.
environment, to everything. And I just feel like by the time this is over, definitely things will never kind of be the same. And like I said, I don't even when I kind of say these words, that when people like have such like kind of weight to like hearing some of these things, I don't mean it like as negative. It's like we're just kind of people. It's like evolution is part of life. Just we have to kind of accept kind of like the good and the bad in the world and the best we can to either to move forward. And like the best way to move forward is to kind of to be brought together rather than try to do it by ourselves. And I feel like this show, like even the idea when Dani first brought it, like first like mentioned to me that she wanted to make this, like it sounded like kind of a great idea, showing that people are kind of all going through the same thing. Some people are angry they can't go out, some are scared, and like so many like people don't know how to kind of react. And I feel like the show kind of reached out to those people, saying that we feel the same thing as you, but you don't have to kind of, you're not alone. At the same time, you shouldn't kind of fall in this kind of pit of despair, that like we can still kind of, there's still so much that like that we can be grateful for, that we still have like we have, luckily we live in an age of technology, so we can like basically video chat people, like, and even though we're not in the same homes with them, rather than just being locked alone, like we have like so much stuff we can do. We can like watch stuff, we can read, we can like be creative, we can write, we can paint, we can film. And it's like
Mm.
I just feel like by like making the show, it's almost like an escape for so many people, where they learn that like not only to get their minds off like kind of the darkness of the world, but just showing that there's also a light within it as well. And like just like kind of, I'm just trying to think of like something else, but like for me, I feel like definitely the show helps fill a void in so many people's kind of lives. I feel like we'll connect with them so much. And I just like just feel like by the time the show like we like officially starts, the first episode and everything on, we're just gonna, so many more people will be connected by the end of it.
I love how you really said that, and how through all this darkness there is pockets of light, and how this show kind of will portray that as like it's not all bad, and we all can relate to it, and we're all gonna get through it. I love how you said that. That was really nice.
Thank you.
well, I feel like this quarantine, like, is going to sound terrible, but it's a good thing. It's bad for humans, but it's a good thing for the rest of the environment. You know, we're
Yes.
just
Yes.
guests in this world, and we just don't understand that, and we think that we can do whatever we want and kill animals and eat them and dress with them, but we really don't understand what we are part of it, not like
Mm.
the owners. So I feel like this quarantine is make the people realize that we're just guests, like I told you. And also I think like quarantine diaries is like a really good excuse to be at home, you know, because all of us are like, oh my God, I have anxiety, I need fresh air, I need to go, even if it's just to buy milk in the store and feel people and hear voices and because all of us have anxiety. Some people have depression. It's too many things happening right now. So Quarantine Diaries opened this opportunity to stay at home, to relax a little bit, and also opens a huge window because you really don't spend a lot of time with your family, or the person you live with, your spouse, your best friend, whatever you live with. This can be like a show can make a unit with the people you live with and create like a strong relationships. And anyway, you can do more things. You can discuss online about the show, or you can just do memes or whatever you want to do. But at home, this is a really, really good excuse to relax and do the things better right now. Yeah.
I love that. That was really, really good. And I love how you talk about how we are just kind of guests on this earth. We don't own it. We are still part of it, and we have to do something positive in it. And I think that, yeah, like you say, the quarantine can have some positives that come out of it. I think we realize the impact that we have on the environment. I know reading some of the news that because we are all staying at home and kind of doing the social distancing and not impacting the outside world as much, that we're actually benefiting it. And I think a lot of people are starting to realize, oh, wait, the world can be better than it is. And if we really continue to kind of practice some sort of be environmentally conscious, that we can continue to make the world a better place. And I really like how you said that. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I kind of want to wrap up with kind of people on what kind of short, sweet message do you want to say to people about Quarantine Diaries and about the effect that you want it to have on people?
Well, my message is that be in the present, watch, do, and whatever you watch, do, and things that are high in your vibration, that are like putting you a smile on your face, that you're laughing, that you are you're good, you feel good. Watch it with your family, with whoever you are sharing this quarantine. This is a way you need people to make it like a unity. So I think that's that's my message. Don't go for the news. The news are always bad. Go for things that are kind of like Quarantine Diaries, that's gonna like high your vibration and just be in another kind of level of emotion.
Nice. I love how you said that. Thank you.
All I can say is just for people, if they can just watch, laugh, just be together, and just know that despite all the kind of the crazy out there, it's not the end of the world. Like, I've seen like 100 movies about that. We're definitely like nowhere near like asteroid, but at the same time, like just like kind of like be appreciative of what we have, because so many people have so much more than others. And just I feel like the show shows that even though this is a kind of crazy time, like we definitely have so much stuff better now than, for example, like for one of the outbreaks I've heard, I think it was like the Spanish flu, I think in the early 1900s, like it was like a different time, different kind of different technology, different everything. And so just this is kind of, at least we're more, even though still kind of surprised, like at least we're kind of able to kind of come together better, like especially social media. Like, so just I'll say to everyone, just like laugh, like watch this together, stay connected, reconnect with people you haven't seen in a long time, which I feel everyone's been doing. So just like don't be alone, like be like just try to be with one another, even if we can't be there physically, just like try to connect with one another.
Love that. Beautifully said.
Well, I think like this pandemic is feeling really personal for everybody, and we all have different stories, and some of us we are with our families, but some people, like people who lives in another countries, are far from their families, from their spouses, and completely alone. And I feel like Quarantine Diaries would help a lot to feel connected with someone else, because we all understand each story, because this is impacting all of us. So I feel like Quarantine Diaries is going to be a company for all people, for all viewers. It's going to be really good. Yeah.
Nice. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see the first episode. I know the teaser was amazing, and I just can't wait to see how this goes. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys for sharing your stories, how you kind of put this together, and I think it's going to be really beautiful, and I think it is beautiful now with the like teaser. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so very much for taking the time to do this, taking the time to talk to me, and everyone else.
So another thing I wanted to like put out, and there's like as soon as like we are growing and everything, we want also to connect with people like personally, to do lives and everything. So I just want to say people to this we will keep you updated and be there, and that we're doing these things as well, because we think it's important to connect with people like in lives.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
To stay connected. I think now more than
stay tuned.
yes.
Connected.
Stay
to
tuned.
That. Stay tuned. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I love that. All right, good. Well, again, thank you guys so much. So you can say bye to everybody and go watch the teaser.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Today's the first episode.
Go watch the teaser.
Go watch the teaser first.
Yes.